So it's Jeremiah from Bull Fitness, and I'm here with.
Brittany,
All right, hey Brittany, and then how old are you, Brittany?
I'm 39.
Yeah, you're 39, and Brittany just did our 6 month program. And what was one of the main reasons why you joined the program, Brittany?
Um, I definitely, of course, wanted to lose weight and get in shape. And a big motivation behind that is I was hoping to conceive. I had actually had a miscarriage and I have PCOS, so having a baby has been something that I wanted but had difficulty with. And so I knew that getting healthy would help me with that.
Okay, and so you started in about January. By May, you had dropped down about 30 pounds, and then in May, what did you figure out?
I found out that I got pregnant in May. So
Okay,
yeah.
she dropped a few pounds and then she got pregnant right away. So she didn't get to do the entire 6 months. But I do know there's a lot of women that come to work with us that have PCOS and some women that don't have PCOS that are in their later 30s that just know they need to get healthier so they can be in a great position to have a healthy pregnancy. And she lost over 10% of her body weight, which makes a huge difference in your blood pressure, for your risk of diabetes and just putting yourself in a good place to be able to have a healthy pregnancy. So I really wanted her to just share because I know how many people it might help to know that one, I can lose weight. I'm not stuck, right? Because I don't know how stuck you felt or how unsure you felt of how to lose this weight before you started. But once you came in, I mean, you were doing your thing. What do you do for work if you're okay sharing that?
I'm an attorney.
Okay, so she's living a busy lifestyle. She doesn't have all the time in the world. I think it's important for other people to know that too, and that's why I'm very intentional about saying what type of careers or paths or responsibility people have, because if you don't see representation of you being successful, then it's hard for people to believe it can happen, right? And then we use it as excuses like, well, I'm an attorney, I'm just too busy. Or I have this going on, I'm just too busy. So I have PCOS, it's just not going to work. But when we see representations and we see other women that look like us doing it, you're like, okay, if she's doing it, I can do it. And I think that's part of the reason why you even trusted us to help you, right?
It is. I know that looking at your social media, I saw that you worked with a lot of professional women, women who are busy. And so I figured if you could help them, then you should be able to help me.
Yeah, and you were doing it. It's simple, not easy, like I always say. Let me ask you, support wise, do you feel like you got the support that you expected or that you needed to lose that first 30 pounds?
I do. There were times where it exceeded my expectations. My coach, I was able to use her when I needed ideas of what to eat or just needed a change in my plan, an adjustment, or needed a plan for going out of town. So I definitely, got more than what I thought I would receive.
Okay. Do you feel like it was, I think it's important. Do you feel like this was personalized and the support was personalized to you? Because I think a lot of people come in, they're like, is it going to be a set program? Is it going to be like a meal plan that y'all give to everybody? Or is it actually going to be catered around me? You kind of already said it because we changed stuff for you, but like, do you feel like it was more so personalized to you?
It definitely was because there were certain foods that I didn't like. And I just tell my coach, like, no, take that off the plan.
Yeah.
There's no point in even keeping it up there. Um, when I first joined, I filled out the different foods I don't do and don't like. And I noticed that my meal plan incorporated the foods that I do like from the very beginning.
Okay, absolutely. I think it's important because everybody has different experience. I can't remember. Have you worked with other people before us, or was this your first experience having like professional help, like getting weight off?
I've had a couple personal trainers
Yeah,
that gave me kind of standard meal plans, but
yeah.
nothing that was personalized to me.
Okay, and you had in-person coaches.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, how was that? And not to bash anybody or yes, because I don't know because I didn't ask you this before we actually got on this read, but um, working with us, you lost some weight. I don't know if you lost weight in the past and then something happened. How was the support? Because a lot of people's friction point with us is like, okay, it's online. How is this going to work, right? And so, can you kind of speak on that support wise with us and then support wise in the past when you had in person coaching?
I feel like my coach was more accessible doing the online program actually than being in person
Mm-hmm.
because in person it'll be okay. We have this set time that we're here to meet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to work out. Maybe if I have some questions about, the diet or the meal plan, I asked them right then and there. Then if I have something before my next session that I want to ask, I have to try to track that person down,
Mm-hmm.
if they're available to talk to me. With your program, I was able to just send the message in the app.
Yeah.
Even if it was something that was on my mind, after hours, I could just send it, and then it would be there the next day for the coach to respond. So that was helpful because I didn't have to wait to go ahead and request the help that I needed.
Okay. I think that's one of the big things I want to focus on is like, let's solve the problem as fast as possible so that you're not dealing with it for a whole week. If we can fix it in a night, then that helps you get to your goal a lot faster. And there's nothing wrong with in-person coaching, right? I always want to hear people actually work with us. Like, no, you can still be successful because I used to in-person coach when I was younger, and I had a client named April that I coached in person, and she might have lost I think 20 pounds when I had met her when I used to live in Hawaii, and then she did our online program last year and she lost 60 pounds and got all the way down to her goal weight. So it's like, but she waited for 5 years because she just couldn't find the right in-person coach. Because that's like a lot of people like, I can't find the right coach. I can't find the right coach. I need somebody near me. So you wasted 5, 10 years, and then she lost all the weight in 6 months. And she's like, I can't believe I waited that long. I could have been got this weight off me. So I mean, we can never have enough people share their story and share their truth about this support. And she didn't even know I was going to ask her these questions. I'm asking her off the, she did. I didn't give her a script before we talked, but overall, do you feel like you made a good investment working with us?
Yeah, definitely. I was able to drop a significant amount of weight that I have been struggling to drop. And I didn't have to go on an extreme diet to do it. I thought I was going to have to cut out all carbs, and with PCOS, you hear you gotta do keto, you gotta do low carb.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to actually eat foods that I enjoyed, not feel deprived, and ultimately a goal that I had, which was having a baby. Getting healthy allowed me to do that. So I definitely think it was worth the investment.
Okay, absolutely. Well, that's all the questions that I have. All I ask is that when you do give birth to a healthy baby, let us know. We want to say congratulations. We want to definitely celebrate you, and thank you for your time. That's pretty much that's all. That's it. You just let me know.